Hello everyone, this is MF217 and joining me are...
Corey, I figured you were gonna say something first.
But I can't let you introduce yourself first.
I always introduce myself first.
Well, fine, then I'll do it first.
You do realize I'm already recording, right?
Well, then this is our introductions. He's Link, I'm Power, and there's Alpha Marty.
More or less, having just gotten off the heels of spending the entirety of last night going through hard mode in a single sitting, just to acquire this beauty, if anything.
He's in a little bit of a restless stupor.
Yeah, and I've been obsessed with coming over to here in very hard mode just to get data, so I can proceed to amplify my stats up to 11, basically.
Dude, they're already up to 11. You're looking to get up to, like, fucking 15.
What do you know, I leveled up. Although, obviously, it kind of goes without saying that with what I have in terms of this weapon here, and among other things as well, like, it's kind of obvious I kind of don't need to upgrade my weapons at all in regards to the bash slash katana sort of line of weapons and all that. Considering I literally got the strongest set of the bunch in terms of what I can do here and all that. Like, you looking at this, guys?
I am.
Like, Plasma Blade, aka the Oryukin, 5 slots on it, Talus of Order, 5 slots, and the appropriate chips equipped, I guess. And then Beast Board Gamma, because that's, I believe, either the last of the version of the Beast Board or just the latest one I can access. I honestly don't know which at this point. I actually don't know if the boards go up higher than what they are for me right now. Like,
Be right back.
okay.
I think it's dog based on his end.
Why would I not be surprised if that's the case? So is there anything we can discuss, Power?
Well, I mean, what are you looking to discuss about?
You've heard of Digimon World 4 prior to ultimately playing it yourself as well, right?
Are we talking aside from you playing it, or...?
Aside from me, yeah.
No.
You haven't?
No, it was never a game I saw on the shelves.
Now that I think about it, I can't even remember where exactly I got Digimon World 4 originally from. I know it was a video rental store that led me to discovering it the first time, but I honestly cannot remember where I exactly got the game from the first time, because something had happened to the disc when we got it the first time, because it just vanished without a trace. And we were so hell-bent on getting that game again that it took us a few years, but we eventually found a copy of it at GameStop, and we were like, I'm not wasting any time on this. I know I have a limited budget here, but I'm just gonna tell whoever's in charge of that budget to just shove it, considering we've been looking for this for ages now, and I had a feeling if I didn't get it then, I'd miss the chance to do it ever again, so...
It was an impulse buy, but it had a reason.
Basically, yeah. Because we were looking to replace the disc anyway, so it was conveniently there after us having never been able to find it again for years beforehand.
What happened to the disc anyway?
I don't know. We never found out. We never found out to the original disc, at least. We still have the second one, but as far as the original disc goes, we never found out.
Well, it sucks to have a game go missing.
Especially one which, at the time, I actually very much enjoyed, basically. Like, unironically enjoyed, for that matter, because even though I never really got far on my own at the time, I did love the multiplayer sessions that were to be had of the game overall, you know?
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. So what you AFK for, Link?
Dad made lasagna.
Oh, so it wasn't a dog or whatever.
Nope.
Although we had every right to assume it was, considering...
Yeah.
We're gonna pop her, basically.
But yeah, I find it funny how people have criticized Digimon World for the weapon-based gameplay as opposed to the natural abilities of the Digimon, when a good chunk of the unlockable Digimon in the game actually canonically have weapons associated with them, many of which actually appear in this goddamn game.
Oh, what?
Do I need to repeat that, or...?
I was eating.
People have criticized...
Attention.
People have criticized Digimon World 4 for the weapon-based gameplay and not using the natural abilities of the Digimon proper, when they probably didn't realize that some of the weaponry they unlock with some of the Digimon forms that are available in the game are in fact their natural abilities in the form of the natural weaponry they carry. Beelzemon Blast Mode's Blaster Gun, the Dramon Destroyers, the Oryukin, a bit exaggerated with it being dual-wielded in this case. Same for the Positron Blaster and Imperialmon Fighter Mode's case. And then also, I think Paladin Mode gets like its own dual-wielded version of its weapon and all that. I don't believe the Zero Arms Orochi, though, is in this game, considering that's the weapon associated with Susanamon and most other media, so... honestly, I'd be surprised if it is, considering how fucking huge that thing is. The Zero Arms Orochi is a big-ass blade, and most of it is just the hilt. Wait. Oh, just so that anyway. Okay. So we got that all figured out. Any new chips, or are we still getting the same one as before? Still on the Delta versions for the non-stat based ones. The stat-based ones only go up to Gamma, so that's kind of why I've spent a crap load of the data I've accumulated over the past night on upgrading the chips I have for the stat chips I have currently equipped, and also doing the same with free Elzer power metals, so that way I can have each individual element in the game as a maxed out power metal for me to use for whenever I need to bust out that individual element for any of my attacks and all that. Cause some reviews I've watched online for Digimon World 4 kind of neglect to mention this, but there are certain chips that are needed to progress in terms of how do I word this? There are certain chips that are needed to progress in later parts of the game, considering the fact most of the rookie Digimon can usually wield one element or so, and usually not any more than that. And in Venom Jungle, you need a fire element attack in order to deal with vines that appear in various areas of the game of that particular level overall. And then you need an electric skill or metal in order to deal damage to giant boxes or so that are in the machine pit.
You mean those electrical walls?
Those electrical walls in the machine pit, like especially in the place where Crusadermon is at. Because you can't even basically get in, like, if you don't have a electric-based power metal, like, or an electric-based attack.
Unless you're Vemon.
What?
Unless you're Vemon.
Or any other Digimon that has an electricity-based attack and all that, you know?
Be right back.
Just shy of surpassing 8,000 attacks, so have a look here, Power.
Oh, you didn't have enough data to get to 8,000?
No, sadly no.
And hell, you're actually too shy of that one original Dragon Ball Z joke.
It's not gonna matter for too much longer, considering a single level up is bound to get me to where I need to be in terms of that stat overall. So Corey, you gonna wind up donating more to the junk shop, considering what I showed you and all that? So...
Actually, not at the moment, since I have stuff here that I can't even equip.
Yeah, like, that's the thing about the junk shop. Most of it is endgame stuff that you won't really be able to equip anytime soon. But once you get access to being able to equip them, especially if you get mod slots on them, then you're pretty much in a place where you're borderline a beast, if anything. Hold on, I'm getting a drink at the moment, hold on. But yeah, there are a lot of Digimon in this game, which sure, the initial premise of Digimon using weapons might seem a bit off, but then you realize some of the more famous Digimon in the entire franchise have always wielded weapons in the first place. Zudomon with his hammer, Wargreymon with the Dramon Destroyers, as I've already mentioned, Metal Garurumon with all the goddamn guns, whether they're visible or not, or depending on the X-Antibody version or not. Because Metal Garurumon X has all those guns out on display, so... Beelzemon's blaster gun, and of course the two shotguns.
Welcome back.
I was just talking about Digimon that we know have weaponry as part of their natural abilities, considering people have criticized this game as being needlessly giving weapons to Digimon as opposed to their natural abilities. When I'm just trying to, like, boy, some Digimon's natural abilities involve weapons like that, you know? Like, I was listing off, like, Zudomon's hammer, Wargreymon's Dramon Destroyers, the weapons on Imperial Dramon and all that, Beelzemon's guns, regardless of which form it is, like Alphamon's Ryukin Blade. And then there are some examples I can keep going on and on about. Like, the one other example that comes to mind is Gallimon Crimson Mode's, Gungnir, is it? Is that what it's called?
Gungnir, that spear?
Yeah, because, fun fact, when you get to Gallimon Crimson Mode in this game, it actually doesn't have its wings like it normally should. But if you unlock its signature weapon, which is basically the Gungnir, you actually have its wings equipped on it.
I guess its wings are hidden in its weapon.
Power gives you wings, basically.
I thought that was Red Bull.
Well, considering Gallimon Crimson Mode is quite literally red,
Oh yeah, my skill target for my guns is going to be 1440.
I still need to get my gun skill up on Alphamon, because with Metal Garurumon where he's at right now, I can get quite a bit of guns from the shop, but I kind of have no capacity of actually equipping them at the moment.
Oh yeah, do you know why I say 1440?
Why?
Sword Cannon Epsilon.
Oh. Nice.
It doesn't have any mod slots, but hey, once I do get to hard mode, I'll be farming for a gun with mod slots.
You know, I kind of wish there was a place where you could like use data to give an item mod slot of anything. Like you can
this game and give us that kind of option.
Like, if they were to remake this game, we could, like, use X data to, like, upgrade weapons and armor to give them mod slots and all that. Considering X data is already used to primarily upgrade chipsets that go into mod slots anyway, so...
Nintendo, I know one of your stooges might be watching these videos just to get any ideas of what not to do.
You mean Bandai Namco?
Well, Nintendo is tough to sign off on it since Digimon World 4 was released on Nintendo consoles.
And literally every goddamn Nintendo game ever that has been officially released has to basically be given the seal of approval by Nintendo to be released on their systems.
And I know this game came out on other platforms, but...
This PS2 and Xbox didn't really have their own seal of approval on them, like how the Nintendo seal of quality have traditionally been, you know?
I mean, you look at the Switch's eShop now and you think, they put their seal of approval on this?
Well, there was stuff even back in the NES days they put their seal of approval on, because remember the goddamn Power Glove?
It's so bad. Remember when the Angry Video Game Nerd actually beat The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, or whatever the subtitle is, with the Power Glove?
Well, I know one thing. Remember when Regular Show did an entire whole plot reference to that goddamn Wizards movie?
Yes, I've seen that episode.
That was a trip, especially with the fusion dance of Mordecai and Rigby towards the later bits of that. That was like absolutely insane after how insane the episode's already been at that point.
It's Regular Show. Everything is fucking insane. You're expecting anything regular out of that? You're tripping, mate.
Yeah, do not let the title deceive you, like... There's a reason one particular episode alone was more than enough to get me hooked on the series, and that was when Benson was fired and replaced with someone else. Susan, I believe is what her name was.
I
And then Benson had to work his ass off to get the park back in order because Susan was basically trying to make it into a basic hellhole and all that. To the point it was basically getting so bad that the other characters were turning into clones of Susan, basically. And the only way you could recognize who was who at that point was by their individual face features and all that. But yeah, don't even get me started on the episode of Bunch of Baby Ducks in that regard, because, considering the fusion dance between the four ducklings at that point, with them literally chopping a man in half in that regard.
I don't think I've seen that episode.
That was an early episode, so I'm not sure how you would have missed it. Wait, have I leveled? No, I haven't leveled up yet. For some reason, I keep thinking I leveled up at some point earlier when I got back here the second time in this video, but I have not yet. Though I am very dangerously close to doing so, I will admit.
Just remember that the level cap is 999, and they don't even expect you to get to 300, according to TV tropes.
Well, the more the merrier, you know?
Yeah, tell that to Disgaea 6.
Didn't Disgaea have at one point a level cap that was in the 5 fucking digits?
Not until 6.
Funny you mentioned the 8001 bit, cause, yeah, the moment I saw that, I kinda had to pause to bring that to your attention, cause, the level up gave me literally that exact amount for, my new strength stat, if anything, just...
Well, hey, I set up a joke, if anything. There was one guy left.
No, if I destroyed that one, then it would destroy the tower in the process. And I'd have to do a hard load, a hard save, and then reload the game in order to get the tower to respawn. You know what I'm referring to, right?
Yeah, I know I've shot down the tower accidentally before.
That's why I don't use guns in that area, because I only use guns in in the Goblin Fortress, considering there's no obstacles that really I need to worry about there, that if I shoot it, then it's going to screw me over big time in that regard.
Also, same labyrinth in this room.
What do you mean?
Look at my screen share.
I kinda can at the moment. What's going on?
I'm in the sand labyrinth room that has the respawning mummy on.
Oh.
Unless you go out of your way to go to the tower, the shots can't reach it. And each Mumimon takes 2 shots to bring down, and your skill goes up on hit, not on kill. Like, if I'm going to Dark Towers, I'm going there for booster packs. If I'm going for skill, I'm going here or in the Goblin Fortress.
Goblin Fortress is typically easier for me to pull off, if anything.
If I want money, then I'll go there, because they tend to drop a lot of that.
Yeah, considering the Mecha Rogue 2 and the dry land and all that typically don't drop any bits and all that for some unforsaken reason.
Well, at least they do drop data for you.
You know, now that I think about it, is there anything else up here?
Also, my laundry is being done right now, so if my alarm goes off, and I have to BRB, that's probably why.
I could have sworn there was a merchant I didn't know about for the longest of time doing this modern run and all that, you know? I feel like there's a merchant I'm completely forgetting about here. Like, someone who did something that... I don't know what it was at this point. No, that's not it.
Shit, food's ready. Be right back.
Okay.
Plus, I gotta sell shit anyway. My bags are full. I wish you could expand inventory space.
Yeah, I wish for that as well, trust me. Joy, it's kind of funny how the NPCs are like thinking the X virus is more than likely to possibly break through again if the commander's power were to wane and all that, but that never happens. And literally, once Seraphimon is awoken of the two commanders, then everything is basically well secured for this particular bit. I think the NPC I was thinking of might be here, or either it doesn't exist at all, maybe? Might be in the terminal area, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check and see what's here, I guess. That's for multiplayer. I'm assuming you used a checkpoint to get out, or did you just warp out altogether? Like, power?
Burger.
Oh.
So what were you saying while I was gone?
Like, did you warp out with a checkpoint, or did you just warp out in general?
Checkpoint.
I am still wondering what the fuck I have to do to ultimately get that goddamn Prince Mamimon card at this rate. Because that is literally the only one I'm missing, and is so far the only one that has not dropped for me in any of the booster packs whatsoever.
Well, I haven't gone to Phanamon, but I'm sure that exists, because you have it.
I've gotten a Funimon at least several times now trying to get the goddamn Prince Mamimon card. I believe I pulled quite a few share of Leomon in that regard, which is surprising, because, fun fact about the Leomon card in this game, it's the X-Antibody version of Leomon that appears on the artwork. Even though the only Leomon that appears in this game is regular old Leomon. Am I still on very hard? Because that Mummymon actually only dropped 5 data for me.
Oh, the XP ultra's saying very hard, because I don't think you're getting 657 on hard from those guys. Plus, if you were on hard, you'd have all the areas unlocked.
Maybe it's the Mecha Rogue enemies in particular that are guaranteed to drop at least 20 or 100 or something.
Well, speaking of 100, you just got some.
Yeah, I know that, but the Mummymon dropped only like 5, even though most of the other enemies in very hard thus far have been dropping at least 20 at minimum. But yeah, do you want to know something else I've watched on reviews of Digimon World 4 across YouTube and all that, that I've kind of am like nothing short of concerned over these people in particular that are reviewing it all together? The fact that they're very under-leveled for whatever part of the game they're trying to go through.
I don't really like talking about reviews in particular because of a certain someone.
Yeah, I know, just... Sorry.
It's alright.
He's ruined everything for us, hasn't he?
Pretty much.
Like any other noteworthy example that he's done so for you in particular, considering...
Let's see. He definitely ruined commentaries for me.
Same.
Like, a commentary is one thing. Having an opposing viewpoint to another person, it's natural. Everybody has it. The inherent issue with commentaries is that the people who watch them kind of feel obligated to go out and attack, which is why disclaimers are put in place, so you don't have to feel... Like, obviously, if someone goes out and attacks someone, it's their fault. But then you have people basically... Okay, so... There's a definite difference between having an opposing viewpoint and showing other people's opposing viewpoints while constantly touting your own. Like, just let us watch the damn video.
Yeah, stop giving us your mightier than thou fucking bullshit, you cunt.
It's like, if you're gonna show us a video, show us the damn video. Don't just interject with your own commentary and pause for, like, minutes on end just to give an even... Just give some stupid, very your mileage may vary point.
And then he's like, whenever he would drag me into another video after another, it was like, come on, the video's only like 10 minutes or so, and then him pausing it only makes it extend the duration to like 20 or 30 minutes.
He's basically the reason why I ended up missing a night that night.
Also, I apologize what happened with,
He turned 2 minutes into a fucking hour for me.
How the hell did he pull that off?
Take a fucking guess.
What was the video about? If it was like 2 minutes, how did he turn it into like an hour?
The video was closer to 10.
Yeah, I think we misheard it as 2.
But yeah, speaking of nights, apparently main reason I was up for so late last night, aside from ultimately wanting to get hard mode done and over with, so I can move on all my efforts to very hard mode.
What's your weapon in tow?
Yeah, like, fun fact, the strongest weapon comparable to the Oryuken for Alphamon, is known as the Infinity, which is a dual-wield bash weapon whose Epsilon rank requires a skill of 2,980 in order to wield, which basically translates to you need to be level 155 or greater in order to wield this weapon, along with the skill requirements. Like, some of the other ultimate weapons vary in that regard immensely, especially if it's like the one-handed singular weapons or the guns or crush weapons, which use a different chart altogether in terms of how fast they progress.
$770. A little over halfway.
But yeah, is there any particular YouTuber that's ever gotten on your nerves, like, in a personal way? Guys?
What?
Has there ever been anyone who has gotten to you in a personal way regarding whatever game or something you're interested in that completely had you up in arms against them or whatever?
Aside from Liam, no.
Just wondering. Because, funnily enough, most of the people that give me that sort of flack and all that are people I find on YouTube at some point. So... I'm still trying to figure out when the final rank of the various chips I can get a hold of will eventually arrive and all that. No, the ROMs are still the same, so I'm gonna check over here real quick, see if there's anything worth grabbing on here. But yeah, if only we can figure out eventually how to get netplay to work on this game so that Power and I can both play this game simultaneously and all that. I have been wanting to do netplay of Power on this game for quite some time, but the fact we're both using different versions of Dolphin altogether kinda makes it problematic for us to be able to pull that off in the first place.
Also, I don't know if the save data is going to carry over between versions.
I think you have to do something specific for that, but I could be wrong.
Oh, and Marty, why were you wondering about if there was a 5-digit level cap in a Disgaea game before?
Just wondering. I could have sworn there was. Why?
Well, Disgaea 6 goes even further than 5 digits.
Well, how furs are we talking here?
8. And they're all 9s.
A bit absurd, don't you think?
They're touting damage that's possible in the quadrillions. I have the demo just auto-leveling everyone right now, but the level cap in the demo is actually the level cap in every other Disgaea game, 9,999. It's when you get the full game and unlock the ability to go higher, that will really, make you wonder how high the numbers can go. Because, for the record, when your characters start at level 1, their stats are already in the 5 digits. When in every other game, their starting stats are like 1 or 2 digits. I wish I were joking. I actually tweeted about that, like, what are these starting stats? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, game. How much further are you gonna go in Disgaea 7? Because let's face it, there is going to be a Disgaea 7 because 6 is going to sell like hotcakes. I've already pre-ordered my copy, that's why I got the demo. I want that shit to carry over.
I need to save up cash so I can get the recently released on Switch Maneater game. It's indie game, sort of. I kind of like to imagine it as a spiritual successor to the game Jaws Unleashed for PS2, in that you play as a giant shark, which can undergo mutations in order to get stronger in the game, and the way it mutates depends on your playstyle overall, basically. I've heard many things about the game already, but it's already got my interest piqued, considering it's basically looking to be basically a significantly more modernized version of Jaws Unleashed, if you know what I mean. And I don't understand why people hate that game, to be honest. Jaws Unleashed.
I never even played it, so I have no opinion.
Apparently, a site was so baffled by the fact Jaws Unleashed sold like no tomorrow, and there are actually people who played the game to no end and actually legit enjoyed it. Like, the critical dissonance was basically very strong with that game, to say the least. I kind of wish I understood what exactly causes the damage values to be what they are in this game, to be honest. Like, how much of it is actually from strength and how much is it from other sources, you know?
Well, you have to factor in how spell damage is calculated too. Because I got Terra Impact doing 300 or so, and I took off my Wisdom chip.
Why? What's your place it with? Because,
The electric power boost.
So that way you can fight more so with your weapon more than anything else.
Do a little more damage, yes. I am not... Some of my shots are able to one-hit kill these Mummymon, some of them don't.
By the way, don't you have infinite, of the bolts or whatever?
I do. It's just with impact, you just get them within range of it and boom, they're dead. I only need to use Bolt when I have to target things. Like those fucking turrets in the Machine Pit dungeons.
Oh yeah. So that's mostly on the field, actually, where the turrets are in Machine Pits. And even then, it's only for like the first part of the field, because once you're actually in the dungeons, the turrets stop appearing altogether. Or once you begin going to the core area of Machine Pits, the turrets don't appear there either. And even then, that kind of spell is actually dead useless when it comes to targeting Imperial Dramon any day of the week. And I mean Dragon Mode Imperial Dramon when I say that, because keep in mind, Fighter Mode and Paladin Mode are in this game as playable units, but Dragon Mode is actually an enemy unit. By the way, am I the only one who has the unpopular opinion that O2 should have only bothered of Dragon Mode and not have to do a Fighter Mode altogether? Guys?
What? Sorry?
Am I in an unpopular opinion where I think Dragon Mode Imperial Dramon should have been the only Imperial Dramon to be got in O2 proper?
I don't know, probably.
Like, why do you think we should have ultimately got Fighter Mode in O2 proper to begin with, considering, if you really think about it, its resume isn't really all that good.
I mean, outside of the anime, it ended up becoming a force to be reckoned with.
Don't even get me started on Cyber Sleuth, where it's basically got no fucking weaknesses and all that. Fighter mode in Cyber Sleuth, for those wondering what I mean by that, is a free neutral type Digimon in that game. In other words, no weaknesses whatsoever, but at the same time, no resistances. But yeah, go on, Link.
I don't think I had anything more to say.
Cause didn't fighter mode come at the expense of the older kids being able to access their ultimate level forms?
Oh yeah, that.
Cause yeah, that irritated me beyond all hell and reason, considering two leads who should have gone mega level at that point in the series, who rightfully earned it, but never ultimately did. You can tell I'm having fun of Diary of an Analog basically being all about those two in particular getting mega level forms above all else, right? Like, you can tell I'm gonna have an absolute blast, considering, how far is Power Red up again? Cause, I don't even think he knows about Shadow Seraphimon having appeared in that, where I actually kind of go on a bit of a tangent in the author's note of the same chapter, which basically goes, why is this called Black Seraphimon in Japan when it's basically not even black at all, it's fucking green? Considering if it was Black Seraphimon from Digimon World 3, which actually is black, I'd understand it, but, Shadow Seraphimon is green and most definitely not black, and aside from the purple wings it has, which even then the wings are goddamn purple, so it doesn't really count.
I had stopped after reading 16, by the way. I'm going by what your chapter number labeling is and not AO3's.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Be right back again.
Okay.
I did get some 5 drops from the Mummy Mons for data. shit, I can equip all the way up to the Victor Sword Gamma.
Nice.
I can't use the Tri-Edge yet because I'm literally too low level to get to 1900 skill.
But yeah, I'm gonna basically save and call this an episode at this point.
Sure, why not?
So, with that said, this has been MightyFan217 with Lincoln Power, and we'll see you next time.